Hello and welcome to the Inns of Court Armoured Car Regiment channel. Today we will be covering the events of September the 27th to October the 31st, 1944. During their training back in the UK, the Inns of Court had been made aware that the duties of an armoured car regiment would normally consist of short, sporadic moments of intense action broken up by long periods of boredom and waiting in reserve. But since the regiment's arrival at the end of June, it had been the reverse, with short, sporadic moments of waiting in reserve broken up by long periods of intense action. However, since the River Meuse had been reached on September the 26th, the front line had mostly stabilised, with the Germans on the east bank and the British on the west bank. But the enemy was not going to sit idle, as the Germans held a strong bridgehead at Venlo and was active in sending patrols across the river. With the situation as it was, the Inns of Court became a maid-of-all-work to the British formations in the area. September the 27th to October the 31st. The Inns of Court patrolled the west bank of the River Meuse, rotating 2 squadrons on the forward patrols and 2 squadrons located a short distance to the rear, acting as a tactical reserve. During the day, the armoured cars would maintain patrols along the front, while troops were posted to observation posts located in church towers, windmills and convents. From these observation posts, the regiment's officers would act as artillery observers, calling in targets when necessary. At night, the armoured car patrols would be withdrawn. In the area of Bergherg to Wortemüllum, the armoured car patrols would be withdrawn back behind the railway line, which was about 1,000 yards inland from the river bank, and the area between became a no man's land overnight, in which both sides carried out night patrols. The German forces frequently crossed the Meuse in small boats to steal food, obtain information, or merely to make a nuisance of themselves. Many a time the armoured cars would roll up in the morning to find the occasional German caught with his trousers down after spending a night rekindling a romantic relationship. The front line would see spasmodic shelling carried out by the Germans, but the British artillery would always bombastically reply, with the German positions on the far bank being pinpointed by the Inns of Court from their observation posts. From the 28th of September to the 11th of October, the Inns of Court were responsible for the area of Bergherg to Saint-Bègue. From the 1st to the 8th of October, a patrol route from Dureneur to Mail was included. From the 12th of October and for the rest of the month, the patrol route along the Meuse changed, taking the route from Boxmeer to Wortemüllum, with extra patrols from Bergherg to Kalk added on the 12th and 13th. On the 20th to the 23rd of October, the area between Dureneur to Venray, near the German bridgehead at Venlo, was also assigned to the Inns of Court to patrol, with one of their responsibilities being to maintain contact between the 11th Armoured Division and the 7th US Armoured Division. This task was carried out by holding a line of observation posts west of Pille, behind a stretch of wet, marshy land which was only passable to infantry, with the occasional road which was suitable for tanks. From the 24th of October, an observation post was added to the duties for the Inns of Court, in a factory outside Venray, the purpose of which was to act as a link between the 11th Armoured Division and the 3rd British Infantry Division. In order to relieve boredom, a cinema projector was purchased and installed in a hall at St Antonis, and afforded considerable enjoyment to personnel of both the Inns of Court and other regiments. Losses over these days were as follows. Killed in action was Lance Sergeant H. Crouch. Wounded was Lieutenant E. C. Sim, Lieutenant R. Jones, Trooper I. Black, Trooper C. Bone, Trooper H. Osborne, Trooper F. Parker, Trooper J. Beer, and Trooper G. Allen. Vehicle losses over this period were 2 Dingo scout cars, both of which were destroyed by landmines. References are on screen, and I hope you can join me on November the 18th in the next video in this series of the Inns of Court War Diary, which will cover the regiment's actions from November the 1st till November the 30th, 1944. Many thanks, and cheerio.